So in one of the more interesting Monday night games, the Ravens came out with the W. So now John Harbaugh in the Harbaugh versus Harbaugh matchups is 3-0. I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. Like, overall, I mean, the Chargers started off really hot early on in the game, which is kind of a staple of the Greg Roman offense, and the Chargers defense was just doing their job. But as the game went on, it just seemed like the better offensive coordinator just made the correct adjustments and the better plays, a.k.a. Todd Monken. Meanwhile, I mean, the Chargers defense played pretty good football, don't get me wrong. I know they allowed 30 points, but I mean, 13 of those points came in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, until that point, they had 17 points allowed in 3 quarters. Lamar Jackson, 30 total touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and all 3 interceptions were off of the hands of his receivers. And all week, you had people, media, analysts, and such, saying that Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, anyone and everyone that is not Lamar Jackson is the MVP. 30 total touchdowns and 3 interceptions. 10 total touchdowns for every 1 interception. That is an absurd number. And in the game, 16 of 22, 177 and 2 touchdowns. He wasn't asked to do much, And Lamar also had a rushing touchdown. So 3 total touchdowns on the day. And people were debating if Lamar Jackson was the league MVP after one bad game against the Steelers, who, in terms of matchups, match up very well against the Ravens, and yet also have the Mike Tomlin magic that goes with it. Monday night games, Lamar Jackson, 165 of 232 pass completions. That is a 69% completion with 1,949 passing yards, 696 rushing yards, and 24 total touchdowns in 9 Monday night games in his career. And people were debating if he was the MVP after the Steelers game. I'm genuinely mind blown, honestly. Now, am I saying that Lamar Jackson's going to win MVP? I don't know. At this point, you could have valid arguments to give to Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry even, But he's in the conversation. He will never stop being in the conversation as long as he plays at the level that he's playing at right now. The Baltimore Ravens, at the end of the day, are 8-4, and a big reason for that is this guy, Lamar Jackson, playing some of the best football of his career and consistently playing very well day in and day out. And regardless of how questionable the defense is, if there's any quarterback that I would choose to have faith in regarding the playoffs, it would be Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, but that's kind of self-explanatory with his resume. At the end of the day, the Ravens are 8-4. Lamar Jackson's MVP candidate. Derrick Henry's an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. And if the defense can play just a smidge better than what they played today, I mean, that's a certifiable playoff and possible Super Bowl winning roster right there. Holding an opposing team to 23 points or less is winning football in today's day and age. So if the Ravens defense can capitalize on that and maybe manage some turnovers as well, who's to say they don't go on and win the Super Bowl? It also helps to have a 2-time MVP, possibly 3-time MVP, to do that as well.